an SABC News presentation.
Good morning. You are watching A View from the House, coming to you live from the SABC studios in Parliament, Cape Town. Welcome. My name is Lukhanya Khalata. Now, in our program, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Later in our program, Minister Gugile Nkwinti addresses the question of land reform. Let's now go to our first item. After 2 days of heated debate on the State of the Nation address, President Jacob Zuma replied to concerns raised in the National Assembly by members of Parliament last week. In his opening remarks, the President said South Africa has gone a long way since 1994 and is a much better country today than it was then.
Next year, South Africa will mark 20 years of freedom and democracy. In celebrating this milestone, we'll recommit ourselves to achieving a truly united, non-racial, non-sexist, democratic, and prosperous society. We have gone a long way since 1994, and South Africa is definitely a much better country today than it was then. We have a constitution that extends equal rights to all, born out of the experience of domination of one group by another and an oppressive state. From the ashes of apartheid, colonialism, hatred, and divisions, we committed ourselves to build a new society, a South Africa that is a home for all, especially the black majority that had been excluded for centuries. It has not been an easy road, as President Mandela told us in 1994, and it is a long road to the type of society we want to achieve. But we are getting there steadily. In the lendlela esihambayo. Madiba warned us too at the birth of democracy that none of us acting alone can achieve success. Informed by that message from President Mandela in 2009, the fourth administration came into being with the core message being, working together, we can do more.
The high rate of youth unemployment and a call by some opposition parties for the implementation of a youth wage subsidy scheme got the attention of the President.
Youth unemployment has been raised sharply in the debate. Honorable Manamela and Honorable Makhubela Mashele outlined the necessary mechanisms that can assist us to deal with youth unemployment. We come from a culture of engagement and seeking consensus on issues. It is for this reason that youth unemployment has been tabled at NEDLAC for discussion by social partners. They have discussed a broader range of youth unemployment incentive schemes. These incentives will complement the current short-term employment initiatives such as the expanded Public Works Program, the National Rural Youth Service Corps, the Community Work Program, programs within the South African National Defence Force, and many others. It is said that Honorable Adams has such a gloomy view of the country and youth development initiatives. Hopefully, she will soon join in and be part of finding solutions.
President Zuma condemned the spate of sexual violence cases against women and children. He said government was committed to fighting the scourge by reopening the sexual offences courts. He also said the continued rape and sexual abuse of women and children will not be tolerated.
While welcoming the significant decrease in overall serious crime, we once again strongly condemn the shocking, barbaric, and inhuman cases of rape that have taken place in our motherland. They need to be condemned fully by all of us. Some of these have gone beyond women and girls, as there have been reports of boys being molested as well. We have directed the police to show no mercy to perpetrators of these crimes. As outlined by Minister Hadebe in this debate, we will re-establish the sexual offences courts to complement the work of the sexual offences units in the South African Police Service. But there are aspects of this crime that go beyond the criminal justice system. Honorable Patlele stated correctly that legislation alone would not be sufficient to liberate women from the yoke of male domination, and that we have to work on our attitudes in public and in private. The Honorable Moseka, the Chief Whip of the majority party, reminded us that as much as we develop interventions, programs, and campaigns to stem this tide, we can all agree that roots of this violence and the notion that life is cheap can be traced back to our dark and unjust past.
There's been an outcry against the traditional courts bill, with women activists claiming that it has the potential to indirectly discriminate against women. Now, during the debate on the State of the Nation address, the Congress of the People called on the President to condemn the bill to history's eternal dustbin.
Honorable Killian reminded us to look broader into other aspects that affect the status of women. She raised concern about the traditional courts bill. Indeed, since its introduction, the bill has been criticized for being flawed for a number of reasons. Among these are the following: that it is unconstitutional in that it prohibits legal representation in traditional courts, that it does not contain provisions to ensure that women form part of the courts, nor does it go far enough to ensure that women can participate actively in the deliberations of the courts, that it entrenches balkanization of traditional communities in accordance with the boundaries of the old tribal authorities of the defunct Bantustans, that it restricts access to justice by denying the right of persons to opt out of the traditional system and pursue redress of their matters in courts of law. All these concerns and more should be addressed during the parliamentary processes, as the bill is currently before Parliament. In other words, we have an opportunity to look at this bill again from Parliament, and therefore deal with the matters we believe are matters that need to be rectified in it.
The leader of the Inkatha Freedom Party, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, outlines his party's agenda for the 2013 parliamentary session. That's our story after the break. Please stay tuned.